Hello, hello. I hope I find you and everyone else very, very well today. Before we get started, guys, let's go ahead and get the usual out of the way. Remember, guys, that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And please, please, please do not force anything regarding your situation. If you'd like to book a private reading, then it will be more geared towards your unique situation. Please visit www.intuitiveperceptions.com to book your reading today. And while you're on the website, please utilize the chat feature as I will answer back. And you can go ahead and explain your situation, and I'll there be able to provide you with the best service. Okay, let's go ahead and bless the decks and we'll get started. Father God, I open all channels of light, north, south, east, and west. Guardian angels of the four directions, high councils who serve the law of one, holy pure ones, please anchor this space now in your divine consecration to provide Sagittarius with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant and or intended to be. Alright, Sagittarius. So, in terms of traditional tarot, we have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Swords reversed, the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and Temperance here. I haven't seen these two end cards. These are sort of your advice cards, but we have the rune, or the runes, for family, and for inner intuition, or just intuition in general. Sagittarius, this month for March, the Ten of Cups is a real highlight for you this month. I'm also picking up, Sagittarius, that there's a real need to solidify the Ten of Cups here. The Ten of Cups, for me at least, and for other tarot readers as well, but specifically for me, has to do with, or can speak of, how I interpret it, is emotional abundance and satisfaction with another person, or with another party, or with another circumstance, or just with other people in general. So what I'm picking up here, Sag, is that back to what I was saying about this being very important this month for you to solidify this. Now, everyone wants to solidify it, of course, but I just really feel that this month it's going to be, I'm going to use these words lightly, but of dire circumstance, I feel this month. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. You also could maybe be dealing with an Earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So, Sag, I feel a real sense of communion here, or a family. And I'm feeling like there's going to be a real stress this month in, I'm going to use the word tiptoeing, but not in a negative sense or with a negative connotation. When I say tiptoeing, I mean being careful with looking at the bigger picture, or the broader spectrum of your situation this month. And I really feel, Sag, that it's going to be very crucial this month for you to really, like I said, solidify this Ten of Cups, but to also solidify it within the environment, not only just to be happy on the outside, or, you know, upon people seeing you, but I really just feel like it needs to be prevalent, and it needs to be very important this month in terms of it being within your environment and everyone being completely happy and enjoying and embodying this Ten of Cups here. Now, that's very difficult in itself, and it's going to take a lot of moderation It's going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take a lot of endurance. But I also want to stress too, Sag, that don't lose yourself as well. It's a very tricky month for you. When I say tricky, what I mean is trying to balance everything. Trying to balance your happiness as long as with other people's happiness. But I feel, Sag, that you're going to be the lighthouse of this situation here. You're going to be the one, Sag, who is going to set the tone, who's going to set the mode for this, you know, to happen, or for this to manifest, and for it to really be solidified within your environment, Sag. And I feel as though too that it's going to take a little bit of kind of fake it till you make it. Now, when I say that, I don't mean it being just going to pretend like nothing is wrong. Because of course, Sag, in order for you to understand, or for you to solidify the Ten of Cups, you're going to have to also see what is wrong, you know, and correct it, and to cope with it, and to maintain the happiness, you know. We don't know dark until we see light, and vice versa. We don't know sadness until we see happiness, and vice versa, you know. So I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a looking to greener pastures, in a sense, you know. And speaking of greener pastures, I mean, we have green here at the bottom of the Ten of Swords here, reversed. I look at the Ten of Swords sometimes as kind of putting the theatrics on, but when I see it here, Sag, I'm not feeling like it's to avoid something, or it's to avoid like the inevitable, or to completely fake it like it's not happening. I feel like it's a moment of nostalgia, you know. It's going to be a moment of looking to the past in terms of what was good, you know, and what is going to be great. And back to my initial thought of greener pastures, I feel like this is the way that it's going to help you or assist you within this venture of solidifying the Ten of Cups. And I'm also picking up here too, Sag, that I mean, you came up in your own reading in a sense, you know. I mean, with Temperance here, this is the Sagittarius card. It's moderation, it's balance, it's alchemy, making proper choices and making better decisions and doing what's best for the circumstance at hand for you. But I really feel like it's going to take you and your family, or your unit, to really, Sag, to take the road less traveled in a sense, but to also keep in mind the goal at hand here, which is the Ten of Cups here. It's going to be tough to do this. It's going to be very tricky, and every day isn't going to be perfect and beautiful and filled with Ten of Cups, of course. But I also find it very interesting, I mean, with the Ten of Cups here, the birds here, you know, they're flying in the direction of temperance, in the direction of you, in the direction of moderation, in the direction of balance, in the direction of proper alignment, you know. And I also feel here too, Sag, what I'm picking up on is that it's going to be very important to look at situations that have transpired, or that are going to transpire, whatever the case may be, as opportunities for growth and opportunities for seeing the brighter picture, or seeing the brighter side of things, I should say, so that the Ten of Cups can be solidified and that it can be obtained. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, I'm really picking up here too that there is a positive outlook on this, that there's going to be some exercises, or there's going to be a test, I feel, or tests of this endurance in terms of obtaining this Ten of Cups. Now, I'm not saying that this was or is never around, but it may not be around right now, or it may feel like it isn't around right now. But this is something that is worked towards. This is a goal that is obtained and acquired. And it's going to come, Sag, through moderation. It's going to come through seeing the brighter side of things. It's going to come through not forgetting what has happened, but staying and being focused on what's to come and what is most important regarding obtaining the Ten of Cups. And I really feel also, Sag, that don't be afraid to talk about, the Ten of Swords moments that may come up for you in your family or your unit, or your social circles, or whatever, or whoever this is regarding, for you. But look at the, like I said, the brighter side of things in terms of the past. Look to the past in terms of the greatness that was in it, that is in it, and try to keep that positive mindset. I'm also picking up to possibly maybe look at your past in terms of your childhood and how you were brought up, and issues or circumstances, I should say, will come from looking to the past in terms of your childhood. I'm also picking up here, try not to repeat past mistakes as well. But the only way that you won't repeat them, or an exercise that you can use towards possibly not repeating them, or aiming towards not repeating them, is to look at the situations, see where it went wrong, of course, but then see how to revert that and see how to change that, so that the future or that now can be far away from any possible detriment from the past. And I'm also getting here to or picking up that there's going to be moments where weakness or sadness will conjure up and it will present itself. But look at it, Sag, like this, observe it, take it in, understand the roots of it, and then move forward. But you must acknowledge it, because we can't completely ignore it. And I feel like that's why the Ten of Swords reversed, how I said theatrics for me when I see the card sometimes, is that of something to look at, but to acknowledge it at the same time, and to not completely ignore it, but to give it its moment or its moments, and then keep your eye on the prize, in terms of where you're trying to go, and which is the Ten of Cups here. Let's see. Great, we have the Queen of Cups here. Nice. And we also have the Two of Swords reversed. Beautiful. Okay, so Sag, I feel let's not get caught up, or let's try to not look at misguided circumstances or stressful circumstances that may present themselves, as I was stating, as impasses. Let's not close ourselves off to the potential that unfavorable circumstances can bring. Because it's not what happened, Sag, and it's not what happened to you. It's more of what you will become, and more of what can come from it. With all positivity attached, of course. And I feel that, Sag, there's going to be a moment, or there's going to be a lot of moments where you're going to see that family is going to be supportive. You're going to find that support. And those people that are around that provide that support for you and that are in line with the Ten of Cups are going to bring your family closer together, regardless of whose DNA is mixed with whose, whether it's friends, whether it's colleagues, whether it's employees, whatever the case may be. Because it's not about whose DNA has been mixed up with whose, it's about who's there for you when all else fails, when things feel like they can't get any harder, or any tougher or any worse. Those are the people that are meant to stick around, that you can call your family, that you can call upon to help you obtain the Ten of Cups, and to also maintain it, and to have it within your environment, and to help you look at the brighter side of things. And I feel, Sag, that it's going to take your intuition this month to see this and to realize this. But don't look at it as you have to be this perfect person, or you have to uphold this grandeur exterior, and to appear like the warrior. Because your sign, Sag, is all about seeking the truth. Your sign is all about finding that truth. And I feel like you will find that truth within here, Sag. It's just going to take you trusting your intuition, and you trusting your higher self, and trusting God within this process. And yes, I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to be tough upon certain days. It's not going to be easy. And be okay with having those days of or accepting those days of feeling like you have faltered. Because even when at the bottom, you could still look up, and see where the top resides, Sag. I always usually say that in my readings, and I feel like it's important to remind you guys of that. And while you're going through these tough times, or these difficult moments or stances within this circumstance for you, just know that it always will get better. Because it's all about the perception and how you view it. And when your perception switches and changes, that's when you know, Sag, that you can deliver yourself from it. God can help you deliver yourself from it. And you must surrender sometimes, Sag, to the process and to the chaos at times, It's not easy. It's tough. But you are able to do it, because it's all about the perception. But feel it within those moments. Honor the feelings. Honor your feelings. Honor other people's feelings within this circumstance. But know what the goal primarily is. What the primary goal is. Obtaining the Ten of Cups. And it's going to happen by trusting and changing your intuition. More like trusting your intuition, let's say. Changing your perception based upon your intuition. And knowing that goodness is to come, because that's what you're going to aim towards and you're going to solidify. I know that family is going to be there to help you. I'm also picking up too, as a last message, in terms of the cards here, to not be afraid to ask for guidance. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Not just from your family, but from your higher self, from God, from who or whatever it is that you confide in. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, Sag. We all need it every now and then. And we can't do it all on our own. Because if we could, we wouldn't need God. We wouldn't need our family, okay? Alright, let's pull Jesus card, see what he has for you. Okay, one card, and that's all you really need. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. John 14:27. Okay, Sag, I'm just going to move this down here. Even God is telling you, Sag. He's reminding you to put it on Him. Give it to Him, Sag. I hate to say him, her, but to put a sex upon God. But you understand what I'm saying. Give it to God sometimes. Give it to your higher self, or whatever it is that you can fight in. Give it over to your family sometimes, Sag. That's how you develop trust. That's how you develop your strength. That's how you develop knowing the truth, developing your truth and applying your truth. You can't let your heart always be troubled. That's where I was saying, Sag, it's okay to ask for help. It's all right when you really need it. It's okay. Don't have too much pride in asking for help. Because let's not be afraid. Because anger, hostility, all of those different words or acronyms for anger, that's just a surface emotion. We have to look deeper within, because under that surface emotion is the real emotion, and it's hurt, sadness, That's the real emotion. That's the truth in terms of the emotion that's underneath. In order to obtain the Ten of Cups, in order to obtain the Queen of Cups, or to embody this type of energy, man or woman, in order to not close yourself off, or to switch your perception of closing yourself off, You can't be afraid, Sag. And you're going to have to be vulnerable and make those correct decisions for yourself that are going to help you in the long run, that are going to really be the precipice for change for you, And I think it's interesting here, this Jesus card here, it's saying, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. So it's saying both. Don't let it be troubled and don't let it be afraid. Also from the perception of being troubled. The perception, Trust your intuition and know that everything's going to be fine, because it always works out in due time. Alright, Sag. It was a heartfelt little reading here, but you'll be okay. Sometimes we do have to kind of put the brave face on, but let's not completely engulf ourselves in that, because then this can lead to not delving deep within. Because if we do too much of putting the brave face on and pretending a little bit, if we delve too much into it, we'll have more of a tough time, or we may not obtain the Ten of Cups, So be like the birds and fly towards your card. Balance, moderation, correct decisions, vulnerability, understanding, and patience. Because after all, this is your card. You can do it. Okay, Sag. We'll see you next month, and stay strong, okay?